Hello, I got Bissell Brothers Monolith. Their bourbon barrel aged barley wine that has gotten some pretty good accolades and ratings over the last few years. This is the batch number 3 from March of 2024. So this is less than 2 years old. It was aged 15 months in bourbon barrels. It's 13.2% alcohol. And I think I had like maybe the first batch of this and was surprised by how good it was. I don't think I did a review of it. I didn't check it in on Untapped. Maybe I have a video like buried in my phone that I haven't uploaded from years ago. But this is one, I think I got this a couple of years ago and it's been in my fridge ever since. I actually had the version on draft with peaches that was surprisingly good. I just don't upload videos and check in reviews of beers as often these days. But this one, hopefully it's still in good shape. It should be, especially because I kept it in my fridge and it's less than 2 years old. But when you pour that, you can tell it is pretty rich and thick. Didn't develop too much of a head though. Not gonna last too much, but at least there is a head there. The bubbles are crackling and popping quite a bit. But there you go. Pretty dark. I mean, this is how barley wines usually are. I can see a little bit of a ruby tone catching the light. But to you, it looks like a dark brown, almost porter on camera. It's very bourbony still. Wow. It doesn't smell too oxidized. Maybe there's a hint of like a papery thing. It smells pretty damn good. It's quite cold though. I took it straight out of the fridge, so it's probably way too cold. I'll try to warm it up. But the bourbon is to the fore, like the char, funky char. And yeah, I guess there's definitely vanilla in there. Still quite cold. Caramely, but there's a sort of it's a bitter almond funky char thing. Like bourbon, people talk about how it has the charred smoky note, but then the coconut vanilla barrel note. But there's a funky note to lots of bourbons. Like that fermentation note is in there. And that's in this one. Maybe it kind of blows off more quickly. It's also just the booziness. And that kind of mixed with the almond notes. And now I'm getting a little bit of a oxidized quality, a little papery, but also like kind of like root beer spice. But very mild and easy to drink on the palate. Wow. Big on the brown sugar and caramel notes for sure right away. That's coming out more. And then vanilla. And then oxidized stuff a little bit, but that's just the way it is. When you put something in barrels for 15 months, it's going to get oxidized a little bit. Especially if it's something like this that's not using wild yeast or bacteria to kind of eat up some of the oxygen. But it works with this. It's nice. But I'm glad I drank it now. It seems like I almost had its peak. It's like so much milk, like milk caramels. Back in the old days, I would get these, I think they were Brock's caramels. They were cubes, and they're like milk, made with milk caramels, and they were like chewy and had this sort of caramelized quality that wasn't too burnt. And it was also smooth and milky. Yeah, the mouthfeel is quite silky. The carb is maybe a little stronger than it could be. Like I bet once it warms up and loses a little bit of the carb, because like the head comes back, it might be at its peak, as you would expect. And there's some sort of like cherry tobacco type thing in there. Hopefully the cherry doesn't get too strong, because then I connect that with sort of cough syrup, which is obviously not what you want to be drinking. My lips are already sticky. But it doesn't come off as like insanely sweet because the bourbon is strong. The malt, cherry, tobacco notes are strong. There's definitely a toffee character to it, for sure. And the dark fruits are coming as it warms up. And it looks like it's pretty clear. This is, yeah, not much sediment. There might be some on the bottom of this. I didn't even pour half the bottle. Yeah, more and more cherry notes are coming out. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to get towards like Belgian territory, like Belgian quad, but I'm getting more of that as it warms. But very drinkable, very pleasant. And the booze is not disarming. Though it's there. But it tastes like, I guess, some kind of like bourbon cocktail. I guess when you, there's no, I don't know, are there mixers that are this dark? Maybe a bourbon cocktail with something where they dissolve molasses into it a little bit. This doesn't really get into the molasses character. It's not a stout. That would be more common of a big stout, but the toffee gets stronger and there's more of a bitter, bitter almond, bitter cooked sugar, burnt sugar type thing. And some sort of raisiny date thing. It's more raisin date than cherry. And yeah, the oxidation I kind of forgot about. Yeah, this is quite good. Bissell can make really good barrel aged beers. The Monolith is definitely worth it. And they do all sorts of ones. I guess it's varied in quality, but I've had some of their barrel aged stouts and blends that were great. Had really nice feel. This one looked kind of spritzy. Maybe it was a little over carbed, but once the carb dies down. Like, I mean, you don't want to be totally flat, but an overcarb beer is just going to be too spritzy and harsh. And this is... Yeah, nice on the palate, but it could be even more silky when the carb dies down more. And it warms up and I can fully get all the notes. Plummy, like real complex. Really damn well made. This is maybe a 4.4 beer. Doesn't totally nail the feel, but and the carb and everything, but I think it's maybe like $18 or something at the brewery for a bottle, which these days is pretty cheap. So it's worth it. Bye bye.